Introduction. Welcome to Unlock the Royal Secret of Happiness, a journey where we unveil the deep, mystical teachings of the Bhagavad Gita in a way that resonates with the modern seeker. This book is crafted for anyone looking for joy and contentment amidst life's challenges by drawing upon the universal message of Chapter 9, known as Vidya Raja Guhya Yoga. This chapter is a treasure trove of wisdom on the powers of unshakable faith and divine love, and their roles as keys to unlocking true inner happiness. In today's fast-paced world, many find themselves in constant pursuit of happiness, looking for fulfillment in fleeting pleasures and material possessions. Yet these things rarely offer lasting peace. This book brings you back to the essence of joy, an eternal happiness that lies within each of us, waiting to be uncovered. Benefits of this book. 1. Practical guidance. Through real-world examples and simple explanations, learn how to apply the timeless teachings of the Bhagavad Gita to navigate the complexities of modern life. 2. Inner transformation. Discover how developing unshakable faith and divine love can transform your outlook, leading to a more serene, joyful existence. 3. Empowerment. Gain insights into how you can harness the power within to become resilient in the face of life's challenges, finding stability through all ups and downs. 4. Connection and peace. Experience a deep connection with yourself and others, cultivating peace that radiates from within rather than from external circumstances. 5. Real-life applications. See how these spiritual principles can be applied to relationships, work, and personal growth, making them accessible to everyone, regardless of age, background, or belief system. 6. Universal wisdom. Engage with a message that transcends religious and cultural boundaries, emphasizing a universal path of love and truth. This introduction is merely the beginning of a captivating exploration into the boundless wisdom of the Gita. As you journey through the pages of Unlock the Royal Secret of Happiness, may you find guidance to cultivate an ever-present inner joy, one that enriches your life and those around you. Together, let us embark on this adventure of spiritual discovery, transforming insights into actions and ordinary days into extraordinary experiences of bliss and fulfillment. Chapter 1. The Hidden Treasure Within. Imagine having access to a treasure so vast and wonderful that it outshines any material possession or fleeting pleasure. This treasure is not buried beneath the earth, nor is it hidden in faraway lands. Instead, it resides deep within each of us, woven into the very fabric of our being. This is the treasure of inner joy, a joy that is enduring, unshakable, and inherently ours. In our modern, fast-paced world, we often equate happiness with success, material wealth, or the approval of others. We're conditioned to believe that joy arises from external events, a new car, a promotion, or the perfect social media post. Yet, as many have discovered, these ephemeral pleasures often lead to a cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. True joy is not a mere consequence of these fleeting experiences. It's a state of being that stems from inner peace and spiritual understanding. The Bhagavad Gita, a revered spiritual text, teaches us that this profound joy is accessible to all who seek it within themselves. The Gita does not promise a life without challenges, but offers wisdom on how to navigate life's ups and downs while maintaining serenity. The teachings, once understood, transform how we perceive the world and ourselves. Consider the story of a young artist named Maya. She often found herself feeling lost and overwhelmed by the pressures of her career and the expectations of those around her. Maya believed that her worth was measured by her success, and happiness seemed an elusive goal, always just out of reach. However, a chance encounter with a mentor introduced her to the idea that joy comes from within. The mentor guided her with simple yet powerful teachings. Look inside, Maya. Realize that you are complete and enough. The peace you seek is already within you. Maya embarked on a journey of introspection and self-discovery, practicing mindfulness and gratitude. Over time, she noticed a shift. Her joy no longer depended on external applause or achievements. Instead, it blossomed from the love for her artistry and the simple pleasures of life. The story of Maya is a reflection of many of our lives. We too can harness the teachings of ancient wisdom to discover this hidden treasure. The Bhagavad Gita guides us to shift our perspective, from looking outward for joy to looking inward and embracing who we truly are. Inner joy is cultivated through faith and divine love, not as ethereal concepts, but as daily realities. It involves accepting ourselves fully, letting go of our ego-driven identities, and recognizing the divine essence within. By acknowledging this divine spark, we align ourselves with a source of wisdom and peace that transcends life's external chaos. As we journey through this book, we will explore these concepts more deeply and equip ourselves with practical tools to nurture our inner sanctuary of joy. Remember, the treasure of happiness is not something you acquire from the world. It is who you are, and by understanding these ancient teachings, you can uncover it, reveal it, and live it. With this foundation, let us proceed to the next chapter, The Royal Path to Bliss, where we will learn how to embark on this transformative journey towards inner peace and lasting happiness. Chapter 2, The Royal Path to Bliss Happiness. This simple yet profound word resonates deeply within us. We often search for it in worldly accomplishments, relationships, and external circumstances. But have you ever wondered if there's a royal path, a secret long hidden, that can lead us to a happiness so profound and enduring that it remains unshaken by the turbulent tides of life? The ancient wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita speaks of such a path, the royal path to bliss. The royal secret of happiness, as explained in the Gita, is not about acquiring more or achieving grand success. It's about understanding, a knowledge so significant that it can transform the seeker from within. This is a wisdom that unravels the very essence of existence, teaching us that lasting happiness is not found outside but within us, in the realm of divine awareness and love. Knowledge as the guide. The Bhagavad Gita highlights the significance of true knowledge. This isn't just academic learning or bookish wisdom. It is a deeper understanding of life's mysteries and insight into the purpose and nature of existence. Just like an experienced sailor knows how to navigate the stormy seas, knowledge helps us sail through life, unaffected by its storms. Imagine you are in a vast forest, trying to find your way out. You're anxious and lost, surrounded by daunting trees and unknown paths. But then you meet a guide, someone who knows the forest like the back of their hand. They help you see what was invisible to you before, offering you a safe passage. This guide is like the Gita's royal knowledge that illuminates our lives, revealing the path to true joy. The inner connection to bliss, real happiness, as the Gita explains, comes from connecting with the divine that resides within each of us. Consider a time when you felt pure, unconditional love, perhaps while watching a child playing or witnessing a beautiful sunset. In those moments, joy wasn't caused by something you acquired, it was a natural state. This sense of joy is a glimpse of our true nature, and the royal secret lies in realizing this truth and living it each day. Personal growth through understanding. Each of our experiences is an opportunity to understand life better. When faced with difficulties, instead of resisting, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? By embracing this attitude, each challenge becomes a stepping stone, bringing us closer to divine wisdom. Consider the story of a young woman named Maya. She was always chasing happiness through a successful career, social media popularity, and material wealth. However, she often found herself restless and dissatisfied. One day, she decided to volunteer at a shelter. There, she met people who, despite their hardships, seemed content and joyful. Maya realized that their joy came from within, from a place of acceptance and love. This revelation led her to understand that her true happiness lay not in external achievements, but in inner growth and service to others. Embracing love and understanding. The Gita teaches us that knowledge paired with love is the ultimate path to bliss. It encourages us to adopt an attitude of love towards life itself, towards others, towards nature, and importantly, towards ourselves. When we begin to see ourselves as part of a larger whole, connected to every life, we experience a joy that no external tribulation can dim. Ultimately, the royal path to bliss runs through the corridors of our hearts, guided by understanding and illuminated by love. It is the unwavering faith in the divinity within and the joy that comes from surrendering to the flow of life. As we traverse this path, we discover that happiness was never somewhere outside. It was always within, waiting to be unlocked by those who seek knowledge and embrace love. Chapter 3, Faith. The pillar of inner strength. In our journey through life, we often find ourselves standing at crossroads where the path forward seems unclear and daunting. In these moments, the concept of faith emerges as a powerful guide, lighting the way with unwavering confidence and serenity. But what is faith, really? It's the deeply rooted belief in something greater than ourselves, a trust in the divine order of things, and most importantly, an assurance in our own potential to overcome life's obstacles. Faith is often compared to a tiny seed. Like a seed that grows into a massive tree, faith may begin as a small, almost imperceptible belief. Yet when nurtured, it becomes the steadfast pillar that supports us through life's storms. One captivating real-world illustration of this is the story of Thomas Edison, who faced countless failures before successfully inventing the electric light bulb. His unwavering faith in his vision and abilities turned obstacles into stepping stones. Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His story shows that faith isn't merely about waiting for miracles. It's about persisting and working diligently towards our goals, trusting we will eventually triumph. In spiritual terms, faith is not blind. It is the conscious choice to trust in a divine plan, despite the lack of tangible evidence at times. Imagine a child learning to ride a bicycle. Initially, the child wobbles, falls, and hesitates. However, the guiding hand of a parent is always there, providing assurance and protection. Similarly, faith assures us that a higher power is always guiding and supporting us, even when the road seems daunting. Faith also involves trusting in our inner self. Too often, we suffer from self-doubt, convincing ourselves we are not strong enough or clever enough. But just as a forest emerges from tiny seeds, our inner strength blossoms from faith in our inherent abilities. Helen Keller, who overcame the loss of sight and hearing to become a renowned author and activist, beautifully embodied this. Her inner faith propelled her forward, and her message resonates deeply. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Moreover, faith connects us to divine love, which Bhagavad Gita glorifies as a source of unending joy and tranquility. In wholeheartedly embracing divine love, we find that life's petty anxieties diminish, replaced by a profound sense of peace. This love reassures us that no obstacle is insurmountable and no challenge too great. Just as a tree sways with the wind without breaking, faith allows us to be resilient and adaptable. To truly harness the power of faith, we must practice it in all areas of our lives. Start small by setting a daily intention focused on trust and believing in the ultimate goodness of life. Through meditation, self-reflection, and nurturing positive relationships, we can strengthen this faith, making it an unwavering pillar that supports our journey. In conclusion, faith is the invisible hand that carries us through adversity, the spark that ignites our potential, and the truth that turns challenges into victories. Whether we encounter minor difficulties or face seemingly insurmountable challenges, remembering the unshakable strength that faith provides can transform our experience. By embodying faith in both the divine and ourselves, we rediscover the lost treasure of inner joy, and with it, unlock the royal secret of true happiness. Chapter 4. Embracing Divine Love. In our quest for happiness, we often look outside ourselves, believing that external achievements, relationships, or possessions will fill the void within. Yet, as many of us have experienced, these external sources can be fleeting and often fail to provide lasting fulfillment. It is here that the wisdom of embracing divine love becomes paramount. Divine love, as spoken of in the ancient teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, is not a transient emotion, but a profound connection with the essence of life itself. It is the love that transcends individual desires, reaching beyond our personal needs and connecting us to a greater purpose. Divine love is a transformative energy that heals, inspires, and liberates. Consider the example of a mother and her child. A mother's love for her child is selfless and unconditional. She gives without expectation of return. This purest form of love is a reflection of divine love and can inspire us to connect with others and the world around us without seeking reward or affirmation. By cultivating this divine love within, we open ourselves to a more fulfilling and joyful existence. When we embrace divine love, something amazing happens within us. Our hearts expand, allowing us to see beauty and potential where we once saw limitations or fear. It inspires us to view life's challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. This love encourages us to forgive, to show compassion, and to serve others selflessly. Each act of kindness and selflessness strengthens our inner joy and fills our lives with meaning. A profound example of divine love can be seen in the story of a humble teacher who dedicates her life to educating children in underserved communities. Despite limited resources and personal challenges, her love for her students and commitment to their growth shines through. Her joy comes not from recognition or financial gain, but from knowing she is making a difference in the lives of others, creating a ripple effect of positivity. The beauty of divine love is that it is always accessible to us. It requires no special qualifications or achievements. Instead, it asks for an open heart and a willingness to connect deeply with ourselves and the world around us. By practicing empathy, striving for understanding, and nurturing genuine connections, we allow divine love to flow through us and touch the lives of those we encounter. One simple practice to embrace divine love is to spend a few moments each day in contemplation. Begin by closing your eyes and taking deep breaths, focusing on your heart center. Visualize a warm, radiant light there, a source of unconditional love. Allow this light to expand, filling your entire being and extending outward to encompass your loved ones, community, and the world. As you do this, silently affirm your willingness to be a channel of love and compassion. Over time, this practice will cultivate a profound sense of inner joy, liberating you from the confines of doubt, resentment, and fear. Embracing divine love is indeed an act of freedom. It frees us from the chains that bind us to our limited selves and opens the gateway to our higher potential. In embracing divine love, we step onto the path to true happiness and fulfillment. It is the royal secret to joy that the Bhagavad Gita reveals, inviting each of us to experience the profound blessing of love without bounds. By embodying this sacred love in our thoughts, actions, and intentions, we align ourselves with the eternal dance of life, where happiness is not a destination, but the journey itself. Chapter 5. Letting go of the I and mine. In our daily lives, we often hear people saying, "This is mine," or "I will do it my way." These expressions of I and mine are more than just words. They reflect a mindset dominated by ego and attachment, which can obstruct our journey towards true happiness. In this chapter, we will explore how letting go of these attachments can lead to self-realization and a deep sense of contentment. Imagine a young artist named Alex. Alex was passionate about painting, but he was obsessed with the acclaim and material rewards that came with his art. His sense of self-worth was tied to how others perceived his work. Whenever someone criticized his paintings, he would feel crushed. Over time, Alex realized that his attachment to others' opinions was stealing the joy that painting once brought him. Realizing this, Alex decided to adopt a new approach. Instead of painting for accolades, he chose to paint for himself, for the joy it brought him. As he let go of the need for recognition, he found a new freedom in his art. The stress and anxiety that once overshadowed his creativity began to fade, and he discovered a deeper connection to his passion. This story of Alex illustrates how loosening the grip on ego and attachment can rekindle joy and creativity. This idea of releasing attachment is beautifully echoed in ancient teachings. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that true happiness comes from serving a higher purpose beyond oneself. When we are absorbed in our ego, we trap ourselves in a limited perspective, losing sight of the interconnectedness of life. Attachment breeds expectations and desires, and unmet desires are a common source of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. Consider the story of Sophie, a woman who spent most of her life building her career. She constantly compared herself to others and measured success in terms of material wealth. Despite her achievements, Sophie felt an emptiness inside. She decided to step back and volunteer at a local shelter. Through this selfless service, she experienced a profound sense of fulfillment and peace. Sophie's journey illustrates that by serving others and letting go of personal agendas, we can experience profound joy. Letting go of I and mine doesn't mean giving up everything you own or ignoring your needs. It means freeing yourself from the constant craving for more and the fear of losing what you have. It means understanding that while possessions and achievements can bring temporary satisfaction, they do not define our true worth. Practically, letting go can be practiced by cultivating gratitude and mindfulness. Start each day by acknowledging the abundance around you. This grateful mindset shifts focus from lack to abundance. Mindfulness helps us remain present, reminding us that happiness is not a destination, but a journey experienced in the now. In essence, transcending ego and attachment is about realizing that true contentment resides within. Instead of being consumed by desires and fears, let us cultivate an unwavering faith in the inherent goodness of life. As we embrace this freedom from ego and attachment, we discover the blissful state of self-realization and inner peace. Through the examples of Alex and Sophie, we see that it's possible to transcend the narrow confines of ego. As we journey through life, let us strive to let go of the chains that bind us and step into a space of joy and contentment that is both serene and profound. By unlocking this royal secret, we pave the way for a deeper understanding and fulfillment that is available to all of us, here and now. Chapter 6: Living in the Present Moment. In our fast-paced world, we often find ourselves trapped in the regrets of yesterday or the anxieties of the future. However, a profound joy awaits those who learn to truly live in the present moment. This chapter unfolds the beauty and necessity of mindfulness, teaching us how to shed the burdens of time and discover the bliss of now. The essence of now. Imagine a clear, serene lake where the water reflects everything perfectly. This stillness is what the present moment can offer us, a pure space, free from the ripples of the past and the storms of the future. Living in the present is about learning to pause and simply be, allowing us to connect more deeply with ourselves and the world around us. Why the present? Living in the present moment can transform our lives. Here's how. Stress reduction. When we focus on the now, our mind isn't busy building anxiety about what might happen or what has happened. Stress often stems from worries beyond our immediate control. Increased joy. Every day offers small, wonderful experiences, like the warmth of the sun on your face or the sound of laughter. By being mindful, we can fully savor these moments. Enhanced relationships. Being present with others improves our connections. We listen better, with our full attention, strengthening our bonds. Techniques for cultivating presence. 1. Mindful breathing, a simple yet powerful method to ground yourself in the moment. Pay attention to your breath, the rise and fall of your chest, the air flowing through your nostrils. This anchors your awareness to now. 2. Observation and appreciation. Take a moment to notice your surroundings. Observe the colors, sounds, and sensations. The practice of appreciating the small details around you can prevent your mind from drifting away. 3. Single tasking. Multitasking splits attention and increases mistakes. Focus on one task at a time, putting your full effort into it. Not only does this improve the quality of your work, but it also brings a sense of accomplishment. Real-world example. Meet Sarah, a young professional who felt overwhelmed by her daily responsibilities. Her mind constantly replayed past mistakes and feared upcoming deadlines. One day, she started practicing a simple mindfulness exercise every morning, drinking her coffee without distractions. Initially, it felt awkward to sit without rushing, but gradually, she began to appreciate this ritual. Sarah noticed the rich aroma of her coffee, the gentle warmth of the cup in her hands, and the quiet moments before the day's chaos began. It became her oasis of calm, and a sacred time to reset her thoughts. Through this small practice, Sarah learned to embrace the present at various points in her day, reducing her anxiety remarkably. Letting go of time's grip. One of the key teachings of Vidya Raja Guhya Yoga is understanding that true happiness is independent of time. We often chase happiness as a future goal or reminisce about times when we were happy. However, life's greatest bliss is found only in the present. Rather than viewing time as a path, view it as layers. Each layer is a moment, a depth of now that we must dive into to experience life fully. Conclusion. The present moment is a gift, hence it's called the present. By devoting ourselves to this practice of living mindfully, we can unlock the royal secret of happiness embedded within each now. Remember, your past is behind you, a memory. Your future is ahead, unknown. But the present is your reality, your moment to shine. Embrace it with gratitude and curiosity, for it is here you will find inner peace and joy. As we cultivate the habit of living in the present, we unlock a precious truth that each moment is ripe with the potential for happiness. It is not about escaping reality, but fully embracing it, all its imperfections and transient beauty. Chapter 7: The Interconnection of All Life. In our busy lives, it's easy to overlook how every action, gesture, or decision we make impacts not only our immediate circle, but the world around us. Yet, each of us is woven into a universal tapestry of existence, where the thread of one life invariably touches another. This chapter aims to explore this profound truth and how realizing our interconnectedness can lead us toward a compassionate, peaceful existence. Imagine a grand symphony orchestra. Each musician plays a different instrument, contributing a unique sound. If one musician plays out of sync, the entire symphony feels off balance. In the same way, each being on this planet contributes to the global harmony. Human beings, animals, plants, and even the elements of nature are like musicians in this cosmic orchestra. Understanding this interconnectedness prompts a melody of compassion and prompts us to live in harmony with others. Consider how a single drop of rain is part of a larger cycle, evaporating from the vast ocean, condensing into clouds, and then falling back to nourish the earth. Similarly, we are part of a grand cycle of life. Our actions and experiences are interlinked with those around us. Each act of kindness creates ripples that spread far beyond our immediate surroundings. By helping someone in need or simply showing love, we contribute to creating a compassionate wave of energy that uplifts others. A real-world example can be found in community gardens. These shared spaces bring people together to cultivate plants, but they do more than grow food. They cultivate connections, fostering a sense of community and mutual support. Participants often share knowledge, resources, and a love for the earth. As they work together, participants recognize their reliance on one another, not just for practical support, but for a richer, more fulfilling human experience. Such spaces epitomize the interconnectedness that ties the fabric of life together, where individual efforts merge into collective success. Acknowledging this interconnectedness not only enhances our compassion, but also dissolves the barriers of prejudice and discrimination. Think of the internet, a vast web that links diverse cultures and thoughts. We benefit from shared knowledge, bridging gaps in understanding that once seemed insurmountable. The insight that no matter where we come from or what language we speak, we are bound by common human experiences, desires, fears, hopes, fosters a global unity and empathy. As we tune into this interconnectivity, we learn to see ourselves in others. This realization brings a sense of profound joy and gratitude, reflecting the unity we share in this universe. By internalizing this truth, we cultivate inner peace, knowing we are never isolated. We are cherished members of a larger family, sharing burdens and joys, and thriving in a shared existential purpose. The Bhagavad Gita beautifully illustrates this sense of unity, urging us to see the divine in every creature, to appreciate the sacred connection that binds us all. By recognizing this, we nourish our spirit and step toward enlightenment. In embracing the interconnectedness of all life, we invite a radical shift in perspective, one that transcends selfish desires and cultivates a sense of collective welfare. This understanding transforms how we engage with ourselves, with others, and with the universe. It empowers us to choose compassion over conflict and innately draws us towards a path of lasting inner peace and happiness. With each mindful breath, we can anchor ourselves in this truth, weaving love and respect into every interaction. Recognize that your existence is a note within the grand symphony of life. Together, let us create an enduring melody of unity and peace for generations to come. Chapter 8: The Practice of Devotion. Imagine a ship navigating through the vast sea. To stay on course, it relies on an anchor during turbulent weather. In our journey of life, devotion acts as that anchor, keeping us steady amidst the storms of challenges and uncertainties. But what does practicing devotion truly mean? At its heart, devotion is about forming a connection with something greater than ourselves. It's an expression of divine love, a love that transcends boundaries and unites us with the source of all existence. This connection has been revered in many ancient traditions as a pathway to inner peace and happiness. In this chapter, we'll explore how devotion is practiced across time and how we can incorporate it into our modern lives. Ancient practices of devotion. In the past, people from various cultures and religions have demonstrated devotion through prayer, rituals, and meditation. In the context of the Bhagavad Gita, devotion is often expressed through bhakti yoga, which emphasizes love and surrender to the divine. Just as a child naturally seeks comfort and assurance by holding the hand of a parent, individuals practicing bhakti seek solace and guidance from the divine presence. Scriptures often speak of the heart as the center of this connection, advising to live a life of love, freedom, and authenticity. Such adoration was traditionally manifested in chanting, singing hymns, or performing selfless acts of service to others. Through these actions, a person cultivates a heart overflowing with love, diminishing their ego and serving the world around them. Modern applications. You might wonder how these age-old practices fit into the fast-paced, technology-driven world we inhabit today. The key lies in integrating this devotion into everyday actions. Consider Albert, a successful software engineer, who approaches his work with the mindset of offering it to a higher purpose. Every line of code, every solution architected, holds the intention of serving humanity. He meditates quietly for a few moments before starting his day, not attached to outcomes, but dedicated to giving his best unconditionally. This practice turns his daily routine into an expression of devotion, transforming mundane tasks into opportunities for spiritual growth. Likewise, everyone can express devotion by embracing heart-centered living. This involves being fully present in what we do, whether it's cooking a meal, teaching a class, or caring for our family. Practicing kindness and compassion in these interactions forms the foundation of living a life infused with divine love. The power of heart-centered living. Devotion nurtures a heart that is open and receptive to life's beauty and challenges equally. With an anchor of love and compassion, life becomes less of a struggle and more of a vibrant dance. Only when we surrender our ego and welcome divine wisdom do we truly live in the present, intertwined with the rhythm of the universe. Maria, a community volunteer, shared how heart-centered living changed her life. By focusing on helping others without expecting anything in return, she discovered a profound sense of joy. The smile on a stranger's face became her reward, more fulfilling than any material gain. In conclusion, the practice of devotion is not confined to grand rituals or distant monasteries. It resides in simple acts of love and kindness embedded in daily life. It asks us to cultivate a mindful presence, an open heart, and a sincere commitment to serving something greater than ourselves. By anchoring ourselves in devotion, we draw upon the limitless reservoir of divine love, unlocking profound happiness and peace along our path. Chapter 9: Overcoming Doubt and Fear. Fear and doubt, two formidable shadows that often obscure the light of our inner joy, have a way of sneaking into our minds, casting a veil over our happiness. They are like uninvited guests at the banquet of life, who take much and give nothing in return. But as we embark on the royal path to bliss, guided by the timeless wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, we discover that overcoming these shadows is not just possible, but essential for our spiritual journey. In our everyday lives, doubt often manifests as self-questioning, breeding uncertainty in our abilities, our worth, and even our purpose. Fear, its companion, paralyzes us with thoughts of failure and rejection. Together, they hold us back from realizing our true potential. The power of faith and understanding. The teachings in the Bhagavad Gita remind us that faith is the antidote to doubt, while understanding is the remedy for fear. Faith is not blind belief, but a trust in the divine, in ourselves, and in the interconnectedness of all things. This profound trust, coupled with an understanding of the grand tapestry of life, helps us accept that every experience, whether joyful or challenging, serves a purpose in our spiritual growth. Consider the story of a small bird caught in a storm. It clings to a tree branch, its heart pounding with fear as it faces the possibility of being blown away. Yet this bird holds on, not with the belief that the storm will pass, but with the deep faith that its wings are strong enough to carry it when the storm does end. Similarly, when we find ourselves in the storms of life, we must trust in our inherent strength and the divine order of the universe. Practical steps to overcome doubt and fear. 1. Embrace self-awareness. Begin by recognizing the sources of your doubt and fear. Journaling your thoughts can be a powerful way to identify patterns. This process of self-discovery is the first step in transforming negative thoughts into positive energy. 2. Visualize success. Regularly spend a few minutes visualizing your successful outcome in a task or challenge. This not only boosts your confidence, but also rewires your brain to focus on possibilities rather than limitations. 3. Act in faith. Learn to take small, courageous steps even when the outcome is uncertain. Each action taken despite fear builds spiritual muscle and reinforces our innate resilience. 4. Seek support. Share your fears and doubts with trusted friends, mentors, or a spiritual community. Often, others can provide perspectives and encouragement that infuse us with courage and renewed faith. Stories of transformative courage. Real-world stories renew our spirits. Consider Malala Yousafzai, a young advocate for girls' education. Despite severe threats and doubts hovering over her journey, her unwavering faith and courage have resonated globally, transforming her fears into forces for good. Her story exemplifies the profound teaching of harnessing faith to overcome fear. The role of love and devotion. Divine love, or devotion, is a guiding light that dispels the darkness of doubt and fear. When our actions stem from love, whether for the self, others, or the divine, we align with a power greater than fear, a power that uplifts and sustains us in times of uncertainty. Devotion connects us to something eternal and unwavering, thus diminishing the temporary nature of our concerns. Steadfastness on the path. As we journey toward eternal peace, doubt and fear will undoubtedly cross our paths. But by nurturing faith, understanding, and love, we arm ourselves with tools to transcend these hurdles. Imagine a runner who focuses on every step rather than the finish line. This runner embraces the journey itself, knowing that each stride overcomes doubt and fear. In conclusion, overcoming doubt and fear is a continual journey of self-empowerment and spiritual awakening. And as we persist, supported by unwavering faith and divine love, we unlock not only the royal secret of happiness, but also the immense strength within us to live fearless. Chapter 10, The Light of Wisdom. In our exploration of the royal secret of happiness, understanding the role of wisdom is akin to discovering the lighthouse that guides us through the worldly sea. Wisdom is not merely the accumulation of knowledge or information. It is the profound ability to discern truth from illusion and to apply this understanding to enhance our lives and the lives of those around us. It bridges the gap between simply knowing and truly living, offering us clarity and leading us to a state of inner bliss. The bridge between knowledge and spiritual experience. Imagine a person who has read extensively about swimming but never stepped into water. They possess knowledge but lack the lived experience. Wisdom, in this context, is the act of diving in, feeling the water, and understanding its gentle resistance and buoyancy. In the same way, spiritual wisdom requires that we apply the teachings of great scriptures, like the Bhagavad Gita, into our daily lives to truly experience their essence. Wisdom illuminates our path by showing us how to connect our gathered knowledge with our spiritual experiences. It guides us to act with love, kindness, and empathy, transforming theoretical understanding into practical reality. Practical application of wisdom. Consider a busy mother juggling work, home, and children. Without wisdom, this scenario can easily descend into stress and chaos. But with wisdom, she learns to prioritize tasks, delegate responsibilities, and approach her duties with love rather than obligation. Each moment becomes an opportunity to practice patience and gratitude, transforming daily challenges into avenues for spiritual growth. Now think of a manager at a company. He might know all the strategies for boosting productivity, but wisdom teaches him to see his employees as humans rather than mere resources. Through empathy and understanding, he builds a team-oriented culture that thrives on mutual respect and trust, leading to genuine fulfillment for him and his colleagues. Wisdom in everyday life. Beneath the practical, wisdom also invites us to self-reflection. It encourages us to ask ourselves questions like, am I living aligned with my core values? And do my actions reflect my deepest truths? In answering these questions, we embark on a path of authenticity and purpose, unshackling us from the superficial pursuits that often dominate our lives. Moreover, wisdom allows us to keep a balanced perspective. When faced with life's inevitable difficulties, the wise person remains calm, and centered, understanding that external circumstances do not define their inner state. This balance acts as a compass, helping us remain focused on our spiritual journey despite distractions and setbacks. The radiance of clarity and bliss. The light of wisdom illuminates the truth that we are all interconnected, and it is in serving others that we find joy. By applying wisdom in our interactions, we create spaces of love and acceptance, fostering environments where everyone can thrive. As we grow in wisdom, our lives become a glowing beacon of hope and harmony, inspiring others to seek their own path to inner happiness. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that wisdom is the prerequisite to devotion, which in turn leads to complete realization and peace. By embracing the light of wisdom, we transition from a life driven by ego and immediate desires to one inspired by divine love and eternal joy. Conclusion. In the luminous glow of wisdom, we find the courage to traverse life's complexities with grace and composure. The clarity and bliss it brings become the foundation of our spiritual journey, guiding us towards the ultimate royal secret of happiness. By choosing to apply wisdom in our daily lives, we create a pathway to an existence filled with meaning, connection, and profound peace. As we embrace the light of wisdom, we do not merely exist. We blossom into our fullest potential, radiating joy and serenity, influencing the world in ways both subtle and transformative. Let this light guide us ever forward. Chapter 11. Harnessing the Inner Disciple. Imagine standing at the base of a mountain, yearning to reach the summit where joy and fulfillment await. The journey is not easy. It involves trials, perseverance, and moments of self-doubt. Yet, those who persist find themselves transformed by the climb. In our spiritual quest, discipline and self-mastery serve as the trusty gear that navigate us through this challenging terrain. Cultivating inner discipline. Inner discipline is not about adhering to a stringent set of rules. Instead, it's an embrace of commitment and dedication to nurturing our deeper selves. It demands that we channel our energies towards what truly matters: love, understanding, and harmony with the universe. It's about being the master of our impulses rather than their servant. Consider the daily routine of a dedicated musician. Each day she practices her art tirelessly, not for the approval of others, but for the joy and growth it brings to her own life. The rewards of her discipline are not only measured in accolades, but in her soul's expansion and peace. Similarly, our commitment to spiritual practices, whether meditation, reflection, or kind deeds, enhances our inner world and fosters lasting happiness. Real-world insights. Steve was passionate about writing, but endless distractions and procrastination clouded his aspirations. Frustrated yet determined, he set a simple, achievable routine. Every morning, he'd write for just 30 minutes. This routine became the bedrock of his day, allowing creativity to flow and self-worth to blossom. The secret, Steve realized, wasn't becoming a prisoner to his schedule, but cultivating a loving discipline that awakened purpose and fulfillment within. Just as the steadfast sun rises each day, anchoring the earth in its warmth, heartfelt discipline anchors us in our spiritual journey. There's an undeniable power in small, consistent steps that elevate us towards inner discovery. Self-mastery, the true freedom. Self-mastery involves understanding who we truly are beneath the layers of fleeting desires and fears. It is the conscious decision to control our thoughts, emotions, and actions, aligning them with our higher purpose. The Bhagavad Gita beautifully guides us to this realization, emphasizing mastery over one's senses as the pathway to liberation and joy. Picture a river fiercely flowing towards the sea, guided by its banks. Without the guidance of these banks, the river loses its direction, its purpose. Self-mastery channels our energy wisely, helping us remain focused on our spiritual goals amid life's chaos. Mastering the self isn't about suppression, but about cultivating an awareness that informs wise choices. When you choose compassion over anger, gratitude over resentment, you unlock doors to serenity and happiness, inspiring dedication to growth. Take inspiration from the story of Gautam, a young teacher devoted to his students. To inspire their love for learning, he adopted a unique method. Every day, he'd learn something new and share it. This practice wasn't merely for intellectual growth, but encompassed personal development. It kept Gautam engaged, humble, and perpetually joyful. His life became an open book of inspiration for his students. Like Gautam, when we nurture our inner disciple, we not only transform our lives, but also those we touch. Our discipline and self-mastery form a ripple effect, illuminating paths for others as they embark on their journeys. The sustainable path to joy, consistency nurtures endurance, and discipline fuels everlasting joy. In Unlock the Royal Secret of Happiness, let discipline be your compass, guiding you to the divine love and unshakable faith that are the bedrock of eternal joy. Your inner disciple waits to be harnessed. Trust in its guidance and embrace the transformative power it holds in your life journey. In the serenity of the summit, you will not only find happiness, but also a reflection of the infinite and divine within you. Chapter 12, The Journey to Eternal Peace. Eternal peace is a state of tranquility that lies beyond the temporary highs and lows of life. It is the serene assurance of being anchored in something greater than ourselves. In our journey through life, this peace may seem elusive, yet it is ever present within us, waiting to be discovered and embraced. The journey to eternal peace is much like a river's flow to the ocean. Along the way, there are twists and turns, some rough and others calm. But the river always finds its way to the vast, embracing ocean. In the same way, our journey may involve challenges and triumphs, but with faith and devotion, we too can find our way to the boundless ocean of peace. Embracing faith and love. From the understanding we gathered throughout this book, it is clear that unshakable faith and divine love are pivotal in this journey. Faith acts as our compass, directing us toward what is true and wholesome. Throughout history, faith has empowered individuals to overcome insurmountable obstacles and find peace within them. Consider the tale of a farmer who lost his crops to a flood. Faced with despair, he could have succumbed to hopelessness. Yet his faith in a brighter tomorrow and his love for his land and community inspired him to persevere. By sowing new seeds of hope, not only did he cultivate his fields again, but he also cultivated inner happiness. This demonstrates that faith and love plant seeds of peace in our lives. Cultivating inner stillness. Achieving eternal peace requires an inner stillness that comes from living in the present moment. Many of us dwell on past mistakes or worry about the future, but peace resides in the now. By focusing our minds on the present, we nurture a sense of tranquility and enjoy life's simple pleasures without distraction. Imagine sitting by a serene lake where the water mirrors the sky. If you throw a pebble, ripples disturb this mirror. Our thoughts are like pebbles. To maintain stillness within, we must learn to quiet our minds and simply be. Regular meditation or moments of silent reflection can guide us toward this stillness, reducing stress and cultivating peace. The power of connection. Understanding our interconnectedness with all life fosters a deeper sense of peace. When we see others not as separate but as extensions of ourselves, love naturally flows from us, creating harmony. This unity nurtures an ecosystem of peace, compassion, and cooperation that embodies the divine love we strive for. A simple act of kindness, like sharing a meal or lending a listening ear, ripples outwards, affecting everyone involved. As more people embrace this mindset, what initially seems like a single drop in the ocean becomes a wave of positive change, nurturing peace in society. A life transformed. Let's reflect on how these spiritual principles not only transform our personal lives, but also have the potential to reshape the world. By committing to this path of peace, we awaken our potential to create meaningful change. Each small step brings us closer to a world that mirrors the inner peace we cultivate. As we conclude this journey, let us synthesize these teachings. Faith fuels our journey. Divine love guides us. Releasing attachment frees us. Living in the moment centers us, and understanding interconnection anchors us. Harnessing inner discipline ensures that we stay the course, and the light of wisdom illuminates our path. The path to eternal peace doesn't promise fewer challenges, but offers a steadfast resilience and fulfillment that remains unshaken by the storms. Let these teachings inspire not only inner transformation, but also encourage a collective journey towards a world embraced by peace and love. As we carry these lessons forward, we unlock the royal secret of happiness, a priceless treasure within every heart.